Thank you, and back to This Is Your Life. Buster Keaton, great comedian of the golden age of comedy. And here's a scene, Buster, where you're a freshman being tossed in a blanket by your fellow students. There you go. Now watch the lady. How were you to know she was getting dressed, you know? Look out, Buster. Yeah! Oh! Well, that scene ends in a funny fall. Here in the 1930s, ranking in world acclaim with Chaplin and Harold Lloyd, it seems you can never fall. You even surmount the move to sound movies. But then comes a shock, the breakup of your marriage. With almost all your money gone, you spend a period when you just don't care. And what about your picture career, Buster? What happens to it and why at that time?
Well, it just came to a stop.
For years, you kind of fight things within yourself, in a way, conquering only when you realize that maybe your athlete's body is at stake. By then, you, a former great star, wind up in an obscure job as an idea man for other people's pictures.
Material things were gone, but Buster still had his real wealth. He had talent. He still had it, and nothing could hide it.
Well, yeah, no trouble identifying that voice, is there, Buster? A good friend who, like yourself, has made the world laugh. Red Did Buster contribute ideas for your comedy pictures at MGM, Red?
He most certainly did, but Buster was so modest that I never knew that he was the one that was writing all these wonderful scenes and things that I was doing in the pictures. I remember one picture, Watch the Birdie, where I was a cameraman.
Yeah.
And I want to get a newsreel shot, so I see this fire truck coming. I run and jump on the fire truck. I slip and I fall and I almost kill myself. I think going about 25 miles an hour. I hang on the side of it, holding my hat, and it pulls into the fire station.
Typical Keaton.
Well, what's so funny about it, I mean, not only was it funny on the screen, but Buster stands in the background and goes...
Did Buster give you any of his tricks of pantomime, too?
Yes, but he was very, very modest about this. He would always take me over to one side, and any time he had an idea, he would say, I think this would be a funny thing to do. And then I would go out and do it, but he always tried to make other people believe that it was my idea. It was really Buster's.
His dressing room was kind of a get-together for the whole gang, wasn't it?
Oh, he had all
Didn't he
kind
make
of
up some funny gadgets? What were some of the gadgets he had?
Oh, he had a cigarette lighter, goldfish bowl, revolving goldfish bowl for tired goldfish.
Yes. Besides good comedy ideas, did you gain anything else from the poker-faced kid here?
Yes, I most certainly did. I learned the greatness of a comedian. I learned that Buster didn't care who got the laughs. He looked way beyond that. He looked to the people that needed laughter. Needed one of the greatest cures like medicine is laughter. And I believe that you're one of the greatest doctors of comedy. Believe me.
One great comic, giving credit to another great comedian here. Say, Red, did you ever make the great stone-faced Keaton break down and laugh or not?
Well, I think he'd sit back and watch all the things that he did. He seen me do them. I told him my salary. I think he laughed at that.
Thank you, Red Skelton. God bless you. You'll see him a little later here. How about those guys? Memories of many pretty girls in your comedies. But you don't think of marriage again for a long time. Still taking care of your parents. Oops, there's a scene where the whole water came into the audience there. It was such scenes as that paid the bills, that gave you the money to take care of your parents. But then later on, when things got rough, even on your small salary, here in the days where you're handing out ideas to the bigger studios and all, years later, you move in with your mom into the first little house that you'd bought for her. And to your home comes a girl who has made friends with your family, a girl who is to remove any possible remainder of disappointment in your life. And here she is, Eleanor Norris, who became your devoted wife 16 years ago, Mrs. Keaton. Here's a pretty gal. Come on, sit here, my Buster. What have these...
I know.
Fix it up there, Mommy. What have these years of marriage to Buster meant, Eleanor?
Well, we've been very happy. Of course, we've had some lean times, too. But Buster's been so happy he's wanted to go back to work, and I've been very proud of the way he's come back into prominence.
You bet. And America's happy to have him back. You developed an act so that Elner could appear with you, didn't you, Buster?
Did you rehearse this?
We sit around and talk what we're going to say, you know. Sometimes it comes out a little different, like when you get Skelton out here or someone, you know. As a matter of fact, when Red came on, he scared me to death. He says, it's all, just before I went out to surprise, he says, don't worry, we're going to have the whole gang out there singing for He's a Jolly Good Fellow. Where have you and your wife appeared with your act, Buster? With you and Elner?
In Europe.
Mostly in Europe.
You bet. And you become a very popular guest star on television. Here in America again?
I've done a few of those.
You
yes.
sure have, and great. But in 1955, bad luck strikes again. What happens then, Miss Keaton?
Well, he broke some blood vessels in his neck, and for about 5 days, they didn't give him much chance of saving his life.
Yes, the plot of your life moves toward another dramatic moment.
Many times in Buster's films, the hero was saved at the last minute. And by golly, if the very same thing didn't happen in real life for Buster.
Well, you recognize that voice, Buster? One of television and motion pictures' most versatile and popular stars. Here's your good friend, Donald O'Connor. Get up there together. Let's see. What was this dramatic? I'll tell you why he's dressed up like this in a moment if you don't know. What was this? What? And go. Oh! Well, there goes our time. You know, we're good for about 2 hours. Skelton, you stay back there. What was this dramatic event when Buster was so very ill, Donald?
Well, Paramount was considering doing Buster's life story.
Yes.
And at this time, he needed a boost and everything. And he was in the hospital, and Paramount called Mrs. Keaton, and then Buster found out about this, and when he also found out how much money they were going to give him, well, he got well in a hurry.
And you, Donald O'Connor, are playing Buster Keaton in Paramount's great picture, soon to be seen, The Buster Keaton Story, and I know all America is going to see The Buster Keaton Story when it comes out. What about this story, Donald?
Well, Buster, all I can say is, and sincerely and from the bottom of my heart, it was a great thrill for me to play your life story. I'm very happy that you consented, because you've made me a very proud person, particularly just to know you. Thank you.
Thank you, Donald O'Connor.
Thank you.
Well, completing this reunion of those nearest to you, here are your 2 sons. From Reno, Nevada, your son Bob. From Los Angeles, Jim. Here's Bob. And here's Jim. Bob, you're a builder in Reno. What do you say about this dad of yours?
Oh, he's always been a great guy to us, Ralph.
Wonderful. Jim, you're in the publicity division of 20th Century Fox. What did your father do with the loot he got from his life story?
Oh, he bought a home and some land in the valley. He's raising some chickens and vegetables, Ralph, and he's as happy as he can be. Right?
Right.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Jim. The little man who never smiled has found a lot to smile about. Millions of people around the globe to whom you gave the blessing, the fun, and the relaxation of happy laughter, join me in saying thank you. This is your life. Gifted comedian, Buster Keaton. Now, in a moment, we'll look ahead and review your future, Buster. Well, your future starts tonight, Buster Keaton, and the scene will be a gala party in your honor at the Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel, where your out-of-town friends have been staying. Red Skelton, you have your own room, don't you, Red? Yes. You'll have a 16-millimeter film of tonight's program. I need one. I mean the room. And this 16-millimeter Bell & Howell projector and a Bell & Howell movie camera. For Mrs. Keaton, Eleanor Crest has asked Marshall Jewelers, New York, to design this gold charm bracelet. With each charm holding a memory you both share, Marshall also has designed cufflinks and this money clip for you, Buster. We know your loyalty and affection for the Elks of Muskegon, Michigan, Buster, where you're a lifetime member. So for the Elks Lodge there and your buddies who love you, remember you, Crest will deliver this magnificent Magnavox color television set. A masterpiece of beauty, performance, and design because it's a Magnavox. The Buster Keaton comedies made valuable contributions to the forward march of the motion picture industry. So, on Lillian Way in Hollywood, at the exact site of the old Buster Keaton studios. Crest will have installed a bronze medallion to mark that spot for all time to come in your honor. And today, Buster, you're still active in movies and television, but the happiest hours are spent raising chickens and vegetables on your small piece of land there in San Fernando Valley. Now, I hear you've been longing for a small tractor to take some of the backache out of the hoeing and cultivating. Is that right? Well, Crest is putting you in the driver's seat of a wheel horse right away, the fun work yard tractor that will let you breeze through your work in the garden there. We know you'll have a whale of a time with this little beauty and the attachments if you wanted, the cultivator, the plow, and the rotary mower. Well, this is your life, Buster Keaton. You gave the world the sunshine of laughter. Better still, through good luck and bad luck, you were able to laugh at yourself and at the comedy of life. Keep on making us laugh, Buster, and God bless you.
Our guests were flown here by TWA, Trans World Airlines, who now fly the newest and most luxurious airplane in the skies. Fly the finest. Fly TWA Jetstream service.
Next week, we bring you again that moving story of a young minister who went to war. Colonel Dean Hess. I'm sure you'll all want to see those wonderful Korean War orphans again. So we'll see you next week.
This Is Your Life has been presented by Procter.